Big Scuba, Scuba Crazy, all that. Shout out Gully Boy. Eminem, one of my favorite rappers. He's for sure top five. One of my top five at least. You know what I'm saying? And I love Gully Boy videos, and I be doing reactions or whatever. But we're gonna just get into this. He said the Drought 3 is one of the greatest reactions of all time. Not say reaction, mixtapes of all time. I just want to see what he say. But I think No Ceilings is better, me personally. From what I remember, I know Drought got that. What song is it? If he mentioned it in his song, video, I'm gonna point it out. But
Back at you with another review on my Lil Wayne series, and this time around, I sort of broke the rules by skipping some projects. But I'm glad I did, as I embarked on a true gem in Wayne's discography. Right about now, I'm about to review possibly the greatest mixtape I've ever heard, which is Lil Wayne's The Drought 3.
that's that Streets of Rage.
Now, I want to start this off by stating that some of y'all Wayne fans should be ashamed of yourselves. A lot of y'all talking about 500 Degrees was fire in the classic, knowing damn well that is nowhere near Wayne's best. I feel like y'all should have been the main ones trying to put me on.
I don't even know what song on there.
But y'all would rather defend 500 Degrees. Okay, I think it's safe to say that some of y'all Wayne fans can't be trusted, cause what the hell? Thankfully, YouTube kept recommending me this mixtape as I've been listening to a lot of his music on the platform. When I tell y'all that I was instantly shocked by Wayne's level of skill on this project, I'm not lying. One of the main criticisms I had about the Carter is that Wayne's new improved lyrical style was a little bit too complex for me, but on this project it's not like that at all. This doesn't mean that he simplified his lyrics, it's actually more advanced in my.
And I feel like a lot of people don't like certain rappers like that. Like for example, like a Daylight. I mean, people like him as a battle rapper, but like I'm saying, as far as his music, it's because like they should be so advanced as far as I don't know. I'm sure y'all know.
Is that Wayne's new improved lyrical style was a little bit too complex for me.
It'd be way too complex. You feel me? Way too complex. So, like, that's why people like the simpler rap. It's either hype or it's cool. A lot of people, not saying people not trying to think or they don't understand it, but it's just, a lot of people don't like pointless bars, which I don't know why, but
But on this project, it's not like that at all. This doesn't mean that he simplified his lyrics, it's actually more advanced in my opinion. The way Wayne sets up his punchlines on this mixtape makes it way more easier for me to understand, which is a major plus. Remember the chart I made on the last Wayne review where I discussed the types of lyricists? I said that my favorite type of lyrical rappers are those who are easy for me to understand, and Wayne is that type of lyricist here.
See, okay, now he put it in in a better perspective. You know, I got a third grade reading level, so I'm not good at talking or understanding. But like, I know Kendrick Lamar had this song where basically you wouldn't have understood what he was doing unless you was reading the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? That he was counting. I think he was counting to 25 or something like that. I can't remember, but like you wouldn't even have known that unless you were actually like looking at the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, of course he's a good writer, but like, how is we supposed to know that?
I'm so glad that he mastered his flow to the point that makes it more enjoyable for anyone to listen to. For those of you that never listened to this mixtape, the synopsis of it is Wayne freestyling over well-known beats. As a matter of fact, that's basically what this mixtape is. Just one big freestyle, and it's enjoyable all the way through, as Wayne flows on each beat perfectly in my opinion. And the things that he says within his raps are also interesting. Another thing that I've talked about in these reviews is repetitious subject matter. It seems like I have to keep repeating myself, as some of you believe that I have an issue with repetitive subject matter. For the millionth time,
I mean, I could listen to Rio for years, like, and I know they talk about the same shit. You know, shit. I don't know. It just depends, you know. Some people be wanting to hear different stuff. You just go to a different artist.
I have no issue with repetitive subject matter unless if it's done creatively or if it also
and I'm not
sounds
talking,
appealing
you know, I'm
according
just
to
saying.
my standards. With that being said, Wayne showcases his talents to the highest degree, which leads to this mixtape having absolutely no skips. And that's a total of 25 tracks, not counting the intros and outros. But even those aren't skips. But with all this being said, I want to go ahead and review each track in order, as they're all 5 out of 5 tracks. There are some tracks on here that are major highlights to me, and I'll talk about those as we go down the list. But that won't take long at all, as
My
the
bad, I'm
intro to
not
this
at the crib,
mixtape
so
is
if
a
y'all
major
hearing
highlight
noise,
for me. The question of Wayne mimicking anyone's style is now thrown completely out the window. You can tell that this is his own flow on this track as he spent years mastering it. He's rapping over Mims' This Is Why I'm Hot, and he absolutely destroys it. He enters the track with the Rastafarian flow, which he mimics perfectly.
Whatever happened to Mims? That was that one song he made, you feel me? He even named his album that? Or is that just the single? I don't know.
Absolutely destroys it. He enters the track with the Rastafarian flow, which he mimics perfectly. As he freestyles, the wordplay is there, and his overall confidence on this track is a 10 out of 10. He'll state that rappers can't mess with him, and he'll rip anyone's beat.
Hip-hop is mine now, mine, what you gonna do? I could jump on any nigga song and make a part.
The salsa like for the
he'll state that rappers can't mess with him, and he'll rip anyone's beat.
Hip-hop is mine now, mine, what you gonna do? I could jump on any nigga song and make a part 2.
Well, he'll definitely rip.
I forgot about that. Lil Wayne went crazy.
But he seriously does murder this instrumental. Another highlight on this track is at the end where he concludes the track by telling us to welcome to the Drought 3, and he'll also tell the listeners to have fun.
It's the Drought 3, welcome, have fun.
Fun is exactly what this mixtape is, as it's filled with amazing flows and punchlines from Weezy.
He was going
Wayne
crazy
also
on
seems
this.
very comfortable on this mixtape, which also leads to him having fun himself. All in all, this was an incredible way to start off this fire mixtape.
My fault, y'all. It should be it's purple. Yeah. You don't see it's on the third row, I think. You don't see it? Alright, just look for it. Just let me know when you find it.
Second track, Weezy would rap over Nas's Black Republican, which also featured Jay-Z.
I wonder what his relationship was with Jewels, because he made a lot of songs with him. Like, they were super cool. I'm assuming they had a mixtape together too. And they had tripping. But I wonder like how that came about, or like how come he ain't never make a song with Cam, or I don't know.
Jewel Santana for his version, and they did.
If he did make a song with Cam,
the synopsis of Nas's version is that him and Jay-Z feel like Black Republicans, as they have lots of money coming in. Jewel will switch it up on Wayne's version, as he states that he feels like a Democrat running Republicans out of office.
I'm feeling like a Black Republican, nah, I can't call it. More like a Black Democrat running them out of office.
Now, I'm not that knowledgeable about Jewel Santana, but that kind of sounded like a sneak diss. And the reason I say that is because later on in the track, he'll also say this.
We don't diss them, we dismiss them.
Wayne would then come through once again with more dope punchlines and a sick flow, making this one a certified banger. Also, these two were apparently supposed to do a mixtape together called I Can't Feel My Face. I would have definitely liked to check that out, but I might be
that's what I'm talking about. Hold on.
Making this one a certified banger. Also, these two were apparently supposed to do a mixtape together called I Can't Feel My Face. I would have definitely liked to check that out, but I might be in luck anyway, as these two have done quite a bit of songs together.
They have. That's what I'm
gonna check out, as their chemistry is great on this one. On the third track, I never thought that anyone would.
Excuse me, where I was stuck at though, when I was sitting there just trying to think, I was talking about I Can't Feel My Face. They made that together, and I know like if y'all used to watch Broken Equipment back in the day, they made a lot of like meme songs with them too. That All I Do Is Think of You. If you know, you know.
You instrumental. Wayne
and that's the best song on it.
Perfection, and recites dope bars such as
they cannot see me, they are like Stevie. I'm still spitting like a retard. I'm so motherfucking high, I can eat a star.
You may not be a model, but I can front page you. Smoking weed by the acre. I'm a monster every day is Halloween, and so much more. Just like Wayne stated on the intro track, these songs are really fun to listen to, and he makes the experience so much better.
That's the best song on there.
On these tracks, making them really enjoyable. Rich Boy Throw Some D's is one of my favorite instrumentals from the time period, and it still goes hard till this day. I've always loved the inspirational vibe it gave, and to hear Wayne rapping on it brings a whole new vibe as he easily flows on these tracks, making them really enjoyable. Rich Boy Throw Some D's is one of my favorite instrumentals from the time period, and it still goes hard till this day. I've always loved the inspirational vibe it gave, and to hear Wayne rapping on it brings a whole new type of energy to it.
I call those type of beats like winners music. Like it's just like a song. It'll make you get up and get out that bed for sure. Or like it ain't necessarily like a workout song, but it's like it's a song you will ride in the car on the way to work too. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily like, I don't know. Maybe if you just want a basketball game, you can play that type shit.
beats
is
as
one
he
of the best
brings
beats
his
ever.
own flavor to them. He'll impress me on this track once again with fire bars like,
And I got the hardest bars, call me the warden. I am a vegetarian man, I only eat meat.
and one of my personal favorites on this track, you know what's in my style
Why don't I remember that?
SYR up. I thought that one was pretty funny. That's another thing that I enjoyed about Wayne on this mixtape, as he made me laugh several times with the things he said. But this one is yet another banger as Wayne kills another instrumental. On Ride for My Niggas, Wayne will destroy yet another beat. This time it's the Mr. Jones instrumental by Mike Jones. To be honest, this is no longer a Mike Jones song, as Wayne obliterates his instrumental for 5 minutes straight. I really enjoy when Wayne
be like
spells
that.
out his lyrics, like when he says,
My flow is nasty, like CY Phyllis.
I'm pretty sure he meant to say S.Y. Phyllis, because that's actually how the word is spelled. Either way, I think it's hilarious when he does this, but sadly, I think this is the only time we'll hear him do it again on this mixtape. The rest of this track is filled with more dope bars like, my flow can part a sea, use your head, or I'll take it off your shoulder. And I also like the 2 savage bars at the end of the track where he ends his lines.
My flow
by
can
saying,
part of C is crazy. That's a crazy ass bar. He just kind of slid it in there. That's fire.
That's also like the 2 savage
That's
bars
fire.
at the end of the track where he ends his lines by saying that's up.
Turn up in your house and shoot everyone that's sitting on a living room sofa.
He bringing them chips out the closet.
Now, I
It's
want
in the
y'all to
corner
understand
on the
that I'm
top.
picking my favorite lines from these tracks. He says a lot of clever things in his verses, which means that you may have your favorite ones as well. This just shows you how raw he came with this project. No homo. The next track is a piece of history, as Wayne introduces his new artist, Nicki Minaj, who we all would know will become a megastar years later. Wayne and Nicki would decide to rap over the popular Young Guns instrumental, Can't Stop, Won't Stop. And
I was listening to that beat recently, and I'm like, so Wayne went on that bit. That's how I know he went crazy on it. Damn, I must have not have listened to this whole mixtape like through for real, but I was listening to this beat the other day or a month ago, or whatever. I'm like, bro, this shit really go crazy. That bitch go nuts.
Justice. Nicki flows nicely on the track with rhymes
yeah.
about her flexing, along with her coochie
So
tasting
I'm
like
recording.
mango.
Don't say nothing crazy.
Wayne would then slide on the track with hilarious bars such as,
I'm recording, bro.
all in all, this was a dope track that showcases the early stages of Nicki Minaj along with Weezy in his prime. We Taking Over starts off with a hilarious intro.
He
as
went
Wayne
crazy on
says
We Taking
that
Over.
He's the rapper here and demands to be fed. With the track with hilarious.
My fault.
Wayne would then slide on the track with hilarious bars such as,
Nicki, since I've been rapping, this what I've learned. All these other niggas pussy like dry sperm.
all in all, this was a dope track that showcases the early stages of Nicki Minaj along with Weezy in his prime. We Taking Over starts off with a hilarious intro as Wayne says that he's a rapper ear and demands to be fed.
It's me, the rapper eater. Feed me, feed me, feed me. No homo.
Why you
I
put a little
mean, he
boozy
said no
in
homo,
there?
so that's cool. But he then goes on to say,
Damn right, I kissed my daddy.
he forgot to say no homo. Nah, wait a minute. He actually did that. So I guess there's no recovering from that one. But all jokes aside, Wayne kills another instrumental as he takes on DJ Khaled's We Taking Over produced by Scott Storch.
He did
I
re-rap
really
on
like
that.
his flow on this one as it's aggressive along with his delivery. Wayne would also state that he's the best rapper alive, which honestly I'm not mad at, as he absolutely goes bonkers on this mixtape. He will also recite one of my favorite lines on this track as he states that he has a mind that a map wouldn't find.
Homeboy got a mind that a map wouldn't find.
I feel like there's so many ways to interpret that one. This is why people say that he's the GOAT, and I'm not mad about it one bit. This time around, Weezy decides to freestyle on a classic instrumental, which is Rule the World.
Oh,
by
I
Nas.
wish you'd have
This
broke
time
that
I
down.
wrote
Homeboy got a mind that a map wouldn't find.
I feel like there's so many ways to interpret that one. This is why people say that he's the GOAT, and I'm not mad about it one bit. This
That's
time
a crazy
around,
ass
Weezy
bar,
decides
too.
to freestyle on a classic instrumental, which is Rule the World by Nas. He'll hop on the track with more clever wordplay, and he'll also say a lot of things that crack me up.
Now I don't mean basketball when I say I don't know you out. I'm on the toilet watching more than just laughing and shit.
Wayne also comes through with horrorcore inspired lyrics as he states that he'll kill men, women, and babies.
Shoot mothers, fathers, babies.
Now, when I said this before, many people misunderstood what I meant. When I say that Wayne has horrorcore inspired lyrics, I'm not saying that he's a horrorcore rapper. I'm simply saying that some things that he says in his lyrics remind me of horrorcore. But all in all, this is yet another banger on this mixtape. On track 9, Wayne raps over another classic hip-hop instrumental. This time he decides to rap over Rodney O and Joe Cooley's 1988 track called Everlasting Bass. This instrumental was ahead of its time, as it sounds like something you will hear in 2023. Weezy comes through yet again and kills another beat. When he said that he'll take a nigga's instrumental and make it a part 2, he wasn't lying. On this track in particular, I love how he comes through with savage bars that consist of murdering his foes. Wayne would also cleverly diss Gilly the Kid on this track with extraordinary wordplay.
When them niggas left, I got a little bit chilly, but I just let it burn like the end of the Philly.
That boy said when niggas left, I got a little bit chilly. You know, Left Eye, the singer who was a part of TLC, got a little bit chilly, another member of TLC, but I Let It Burn. Let It Burn is a song by Usher, which was released after him and Chili from TLC broke up. And when he says like the end of the Philly, here's where he's dissing Gilly the Kid, as he's from Philly, and he also states that he's the king of Philly, which Wayne says he's gonna let him burn. That was absolutely crazy right there.
Yeah, it was.
And it flew past my head when I heard it the first time.
And Lil Wayne be doing this all off the top.
I was like, wow. Now I understand some people when they say Wayne is a master lyricist. I 100% stamp this statement, because that line was super sick, and it's also another one of my favorite lines from him. Super elite track on this mixtape. On Dough Is What I Got, Wayne comes through and kills yet another beat, and this time it's over Jay-Z's Show Me What You Got. Wayne would change Jay's chorus to Dough Is What I Got, where he starts off his verse by continuing to let us know that he's the greatest rapper of all time.
And I know I'm not sitting here looking at the camera or the screen, just in case somebody be like, oh, you're not even watching. There's nothing but pictures, so I can just look real quick and I can just look at my plate.
Lil Wayne, Weezy F Baby, is the best rapper alive.
He'll also state that he takes care of his loved ones, and he'll also continue to recite dope bars. I like when he says that he's the only down south rapper that could have been in the Firm rap group, along with being a member in the Wu-Tang Clan. He says this based off the skill he has, and feels like he could rap alongside some of the New York greats, and honestly, I don't think he's lying, as he continues to prove that he's the GOAT on this mixtape.
Only down south rapper could have been in the Firm. Oh, the commission all Wu-Tang nigga.
This is yet another banger on this mixtape, as Wayne also matches the energy of the instrumental. On See Down Low, Wayne would kick off the track by stating that T.I. is his brother, and he'll also agree with T.I. when he says that he's the king of the South. This will then lead to Wayne stating that Tip is the king, and he's the greatest rapper alive. He'll also inform us that he hasn't rapped on the Manny Fresh instrumental in a while, and he'll also let us know that he knows how to kill a Manny Fresh beat.
It's been a minute since I've rapped on a Manny Fresh beat. I guess I go ahead on the show these.
I didn't know Manny Fresh made this. Maybe that's why that shit's so
He'll do
good.
just that, as he raps over T.I.'s Beat Down Low. My favorite lines on this one is when he says that he has your girlfriend on his bus. I thought that line was hilarious, but the line that really bodied this track is when he states, that boy just continues to amaze me with those hard-hitting bars. I'm not gonna lie, I truly do understand why he kept saying that he's the greatest rapper alive on this mixtape, as he's proven his skill time and time again. On the next track, Wayne will introduce his new artist named Briscoe. Him and Wayne would then go crazy on Cam'ron's Down and Out instrumental. That beat is extremely fire, and the reason to why that is because Kanye West was on the ones and twos. Briscoe would do exceptionally well on his verse, but of course the highlight on this track is Wayne. Wayne would destroy another beat, and he'll continue to say bars that put that stank look on my face. One in particular is where he says,
I tipped the bitch and she ain't coming back to work for a month. We cool.
I also like the third verse.
I tipped the bitch and she ain't coming back to work for a month. We cool.
I also like the third verse where Wayne and Briscoe compliment each other. Briscoe would thank Wayne for signing him, and Weezy would take pride in his new artist by stating that he's gonna be the next big thing. Well, we all know that that didn't happen, but at least he's a part of history by being on one of the greatest hip-hop mixtapes.
You a real nigga, dog. Thanks for letting me in. Yeah, he in the game now. When I'm betting, he win, and I'm the rap land.
On Promise, Wayne would switch it up completely as he raps over another R&B
I
instrumental.
must have not listened to this mixtape like all the way through. I couldn't have, because I don't remember him rapping on Promise or even the Young
This
Guns
time
beat.
he'll rap over Sierra's
crazy.
hit song Promise, which is a much slower instrumental compared to Beyonce's Upgrade.
And that
The thing
Promise
that I
used to go
like
crazy.
about this track is that you could tell that Wayne had fun making it. He'll switch his flow up drastically here as he matched it with the instrumental. The whole track is also Wayne shooting his shot at Sierra. He'll cleverly do this by infusing
Look how
his
you did her
vocals
body.
with hers.
You don't need a Superman, you just need a man like Weezer.
And he'll also recite more funny lines in this. The one that cracks me up the most
This
is
one
when
he
he'll
used to be
wonder if
singing.
Sierra is taller than him.
I just want to if you're taller than me.
Yeah, Wheezy, she's definitely taller than you. But all in all, this is a cool, fun track, and I'm not mad at that boy for shooting his shot, because she is a baddie. But I guess
She is. But, well, she married. Never mind. Scratch that. But another thing that's random, like, it's a lot of, I mean, because we just civilians as far as, like, we don't really know what's going on with celebrities. But, like, it's been so many stories and shit coming out. It'd be, like, crazy to know, like, they probably mess with each other. You know what I'm saying? Off of that. You'd never know. But, like, it'd just be crazy to know, like, oh, damn, they mess with each other? Like, I don't know. Like, it just, I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
Guess
But
Wayne
if,
went with
if I
that
figure
sick
it out,
shit she
then
got
I'll
old
pause
boy
it.
doing. Now we're brought to the outro of this one, and it's quite funny to listen to.
You
Wayne
never
was
know
in the
who messes with
studio
who,
eating
though,
Gummy
like,
bears, while
that's how they
letting us
come
know
about.
that this one is over and this two is
And
about
it'd be
to
funny
start.
to see,
He'll
like,
also
oh, you
state
mess
that
with
if you
him?
pay
Or,
for
like,
this
or
mixtape,
she
you're
a mess
stupid
with
than a
you?
mother.
That was just one. Drought 3.
Or you a mess with her?
Too. Hope you got both of them free. If you didn't, you stupid as mother.
Well, I just might have to disagree with that, as the mother.
That was just one. Drought 3. It's about to be just 2. Hope you got both of them free. If you didn't, you stupid as mother.
Well, I just might have to disagree with that, as the quality of this project is top tier. I wouldn't even be mad if somebody did buy it, but just by knowing that Weezy wasn't selling this himself is pretty funny. Cause if you're someone that did buy it, what are you gonna think when you get to this point where Wayne calls you dumb for buying it? This is all pretty damn funny if you ask me. I also believe that the intro to CD2 is the same as the outro from Disc 1, cause Wayne is saying the same thing on both of them. Don't quote me on that, cause I'm not sure. We'll then get to the second song of Disc 2. I don't know how genuine Wayne's affiliation is with the Bloods, but I'm pretty sure that he was low-key on that 6ix9ine type timing by affiliating himself with the gang. But rather if his affiliation is real or not, he still destroys another instrumental on this mixtape.
I remember this
He's
song.
rapping over Young Jeezy's I Love It. He'll switch up Jeezy's chorus by stating that he's blooded. Wayne would also address the rumors of other people writing his raps.
Advance my flow, and they must like that. They like it so much, they say they write that.
And he'll also recite more clever bars, such as, getting high on a yacht, call it seaweed. I also like the line where he says that his mom told him to get a 9 to 5, but once he got with Cash Money, she changed her mind. This is yet another banger on this mixtape as Wayne reps his gang, goes at critics, and showcases his incredible wordplay. On Live from 504, Wayne comes with a fairly quick freestyle over Young Dro's shoulder lean. He does what he's been doing on this mixtape as he presents more clever bars. One thing that I gotta give Wayne credit for with this project is that he's able to keep my attention as his new mastered flow never gets boring and his bars are extraordinary. He also flows very easy on these instrumentals, which isn't an easy thing to do. This is just another example of Wayne showcasing all these incredible elements. I know I've been sounding like a broken record, but Wayne comes on this track yet again and murders it. This time he's rapping over King Kong by Jibbs. A lot of these instrumentals really do show the time period, as I remember when Jibbs blew up during this time. And me being from St. Louis, everybody claimed to personally know Jibbs. Either he was their homie or he was their family member. Y'all know how black folks do. Anyway, Wayne starts off the track by shouting out Jibbs and then proceeds
I remember
to take
Jibbs. I
ownership.
didn't know he was from St. Louis, but that's funny. Like, everybody would do some shit like this, especially if somebody come from like Hill City. Like, for example, damn, I got water in my shit. For example, Queen Naja from Ipsy. I'm from Ipsy, so everybody be like, "Oh yeah, that's my cousin." Like, yeah, that's my cousin. Everybody be saying that.
Anyway,
So
Wayne
that's just
starts
funny.
off the track by shouting out Jibbs and then proceeds to take ownership of the man's instrumental. On track 19, Wayne shows his loyalty to his Dipset homies while rapping over one of their beats. He'll rap over Jim Jones's When It's Reppin' Time, and he'll continue to do what he's been doing on this mixtape. He'll also constantly say the phrase Dip South, which sort of reminds me of Death Row East for some reason. But Weezy would come through yet again and continues to entertain with that incredible flow and more clever punchlines.
I'm so dipset, dips out, baby. If they don't like it, nigga, you with an A.
This boy is 19
Damn.
for 19 right now, intros and outros included. On the 20th track, Wayne comes through yet again and raps over another Dipset instrumental. This time around, it's Dipset Forever by Cameron. This was another
fuck with
instrumental
Purple
that was
Haze.
produced by Kanye West, and it's very
Purple
heavy.
Haze has
I
some
might
beats
have
on
to
there
go
too.
revisit Cameron's Purple Haze album,
That's
as I
great.
remember it having a ton of bangers. But Wayne would slide on this beat with a quick freestyle that consists of more clever bars that will have you going goddamn. These consist of
Keep something in the trunk like an elephant. Bet you remember it like an elephant.
on the 21st
Oh,
track,
that beat
we have
went
another
crazy.
classic instrumental of the time. Walk It Out by DJ was one of the most popular dance tracks back in 06, 07. Now,
For
I
sure.
myself wasn't doing the dance,
But nigga, I was dancing as a nigga growing up. That's the crank that era. So I was one of the niggas who was making YouTube videos cranking that. You feel me? I wasn't literally, but I would have been if I was able to have a camera back then. But like, I remember skating to this song. They used to go crazy to this at the skate rink. Like, that era was just different.
as
So,
I don't dance, I boogie. But lots of people
Yes, I
were.
boogie.
And the crazy thing about this track in particular, I remember someone in class saying that they don't listen to DJ Unk's version, as Wayne's version is 10 times better. Even in high school, I remember how kids were saying this mixtape was one of the best projects they've ever heard. I was completely out of the loop, but you know what they say, at least I arrived at the party late than ever. Cause I'm on board with this being one of the greatest things ever created in hip hop. And oh yeah, Weezy murders this track as usual. Like, y'all
know
already
that.
know the deal. But wait a minute, I can't get off this track without mentioning Wayne's opening line.
I bought it out like stunner. I hope when we kiss we make you sick to your stomach.
I'm not gonna lie, it made me sick to my stomach a little bit, but this doesn't erase the fact that Wayne bodied this track. On the 22nd track, Wayne would freestyle
and
over
that beat, I understand too why somebody wouldn't listen to the regular version, because it's like, you know, it's a dancing song where it ain't really. But Lil Wayne version, it makes sense why somebody.
But this
listen
doesn't
to it.
erase the fact that Wayne bodied this track. On the 22nd track, Wayne would freestyle over a popular Swiss Beats instrumental called It's Me Bitches. You'll definitely know it if you hear it. Wayne
Yeah,
would
of course
approach
you know.
this track with some really savage and funny bars. I don't think I could properly talk about this track without addressing the Emmett Till bar.
Yeah, I get my Buffalo Bill on. Beating up your block, yeah, I get my Emmett Till on.
Now, as I already stated in this review, Wayne is someone that I believe have elements of horrorcore in his lyrics, and that Emmett Till bar reminds me of something a horrorcore rapper would say. Like, I could see someone like King Gordy saying this. I know that it's messed up, but it's supposed to be, as that's what horrorcore is, shock value. And Wayne has quite a bit of shock value lyrics within his
I've never
raps.
heard of
But at least
horrorcore.
my boy don't got a problem with LG relationships.
I'm gonna have to
No
check it out.
homo, let him get they queer on.
I mean, he does like to kiss his daddy, so it makes perfect sense. But with all that being said, Weezy kills this instrumental as well, as he comes through with the dope flow and more bars and metaphors. On Boom, Wayne comes through yet again and raps over another classic 06-07 instrumental. I definitely remember Zoom by Boosie being blasted through the hood. I also remember both Boosie and Wayne
That
getting
was
much plays
Boosie's
in
song.
the hood.
I was trying to think, cause like Boosie is one of the people who you would like his music and him, but people starting to like him more than his music, as far as like what I mean by that, like people like his character. You know, people like to watch him more so than probably even just listen to his music. Like, you ain't gotta listen to his music to fuck with Boosie, is what I'm saying. But I was trying to think of like, damn, what is some of his hits? I know he got Wipe Me Down, but Zoom too. I forgot about
Both of
Zoom.
them seem to be in their
Zoom
prime,
went crazy.
so this is the perfect instrumental for Wayne to rap on. He'll get in his battle rap bag here.
I
as
hope
he
I
recites
explained that
countless
better.
gun bars that go crazy. He'll also substitute Boosie Zoom with the word boom, as in he's blowing your dumb ass away with them heaters.
AKs, I need a zine ugly. Chest, head, face, arm, leg, stomach.
This one is yet another banger on this mixtape, as Wayne constantly brings that heat. On the 24th track, N.O. Nigga, Wayne comes through and reps his hometown as he substitutes Jeezy's Go Getter with N.O. Nigga. He will yet again flow on another instrumental with perfection. He'll definitely rep his
That
city
beat
the
used to be
right way
cold as
with
fuck,
more
too.
sick wordplay, making this yet another banger on this mixtape. On the next track, Wayne would come through yet again and drop serious bars on another Scotch Starch instrumental. This time he's rapping over a track from the Youngbloods called Chop Chop. Weezy would yet again destroy another instrumental, as he's now 25 for 25. On Dipset 2, Wayne would once
Going
again
crazy
recite
with that.
tons of dope bars over another Dipset instrumental, which is Santana's Town by Joel Santana. I would go as far to say that this track probably has the most wordplay on the entire mixtape. He says so many clever things on this one, such as,
My words carry life like a stretcher. When will he stop? Maybe a minute after never. Set your clock.
and that's just some that I thought were fire on the first verse. You will also
After never. Carry life like a stretcher. When will he stop? Maybe a minute after never. Set your clock.
And that's just some that I thought were fire on the first verse. You will also find quite a bit in the second verse as well. But Wayne will once again proves that he's the greatest rapper alive as he effortlessly bodies this track. President is one of the major highlights as we have two Louisiana goats rapping over an extremely classic hip-hop instrumental.
Currency, my
I feel like
favorite
it's
rapper.
mandatory
Him and
for rappers
Sci-Hi.
who feel like they're
Damn,
spitters
even.
to rap on Jay-Z's Dead President's instrumental. There are countless freestyles from well-known rappers out there, and I can honestly say that I never heard a bad one, and this one has now joined the club. Currency and Wayne do what needed to be done as they rap bars about stacking paper, well like they're spitters, to rap on Jay-Z's Dead President's instrumental. There are countless freestyles from well-known rappers out there, and I can honestly say that I never heard a bad one, and this one has now joined the club. Currency and Wayne do what needed to be done as they rap bars about stacking paper. Currency's verse consists of him hustling on the block while being aware of the police at all times.
Good day, officer. What's the problem? They looking for answers. I don't got none.
And Weezy tells the story of rags to riches as he reflects on growing up in the NO. He'll talk about his struggle and how it led to him being where he's at today. As I previously said, this one is a major highlight for me as neither Wayne or Currency disappoints. Crazy is probably my favorite track on this mixtape. Wayne really gets into his creative bag here as he raps and sings over Crazy by Gnarls Barkley. He'll mainly reflect on his
There's
life
no way I
and
listen
he'll
to
talk
this,
about
dude.
certain things that were crazy, such as walking around his hood without a gun.
Nigga, you would be crazy. 'Cause niggas is crazy.
He'll also acknowledge his creativity in the first verse and states that this is what led to him being in the position he's at today, as he's now a successful rapper and he's also the best rapper alive. He'll also cleverly rap about how he smashed another dude's girl without catching any emotions towards her. There's just so many things happening creatively on this track, which is very impressive to me. And if y'all watch and listen to all my videos, then you'll know that creativity is my favorite aspect of a rapper. Wayne does what he already did for 20 plus tracks on this mixtape, which is keeping me engaged with his overall style. This one is definitely a major highlight for me on this mixtape, as it truly showcases his talent on all aspects. I don't know how it's possible for this dude to create a 10-minute outro with it being very entertaining. It starts off with Weezy preparing to rap over Robin Thicke's Lost Without You, only to stop himself in his tracks, and states that the instrumental is perfect how it is.
I think I'm about to rap on this dude's shit, man. This shit is perfect like it is.
And I'm sitting up here saying to myself, no, it's not, bro. Kill that shit like you killed all the other ones. What was probably exhausted up to this point, as he already slaughtered 20 plus.
I feel like, I don't know if I already said it, but I feel like he record the mixtapes in one day. Like, he just cut the beat on. And Lil Wayne just start rapping, like, you know, switch the beat. You feel me? I feel like that's what it is.
So it's understandable. Other things to highlight on this outro is that Wayne would say that Young Money is going to do it big in years to come, and he'll be absolutely correct, as he brought forth two hip-hop giants, with that being Drake and Nicki Minaj. I guess you can add Tiger in there too, but he's nowhere near Drake and Nicki's level in my opinion. But my favorite part of this outro
He got a
is where he
song with 1
cleverly
billion
recites a
views.
bar without even rapping. He'll state
Even
that he
though that
heard
don't
that
mean
hip-hop
nothing.
died, and when he went to go ask hip-hop if she died personally, he'll inform us that hip-hop told him,
Hear what the bitch told me. The what she told me. She said, I'm lost without you.
that was absolutely fire, and hip-hop is definitely right, as Wayne bodied the out of this mixtape, and I'm also upset at myself for not realizing this earlier, but as I stated before, better late than never. In conclusion, this was probably one of the greatest mixtapes I've ever heard. If you're someone that claims to be a hip-hop head and haven't listened to this project,
Yeah.
I'll advise you to do so ASAP.
I don't know. I gotta go
fully understand why
rerun this,
people
'cause I don't
consider him the
remember.
greatest rapper of all time.
If I have listened to it, because a lot of times I'm like, damn, he did that. I probably just like went through it when I was younger and shit. You feel me? But I remember No Ceilings getting. You feel me? I remember certain mixtapes just going, you know, on repeat. So I don't know why I remember this, but I listen to Upgrade You all the time. Upgrade
as
probably
he's
the best song.
godlike on this mixtape. Now, I've heard that Wayne is someone that forgets his projects. I think he needs to remember this one and put it on some streaming services if he already hasn't. cause this dude created a hip hop classic with this one. Alright you guys, I think I said everything I needed to say about this one. I'm glad that I now finally enjoy a Wayne project in its entirety. I'm also glad I skipped through some projects as well to truly see how great this guy is. But with all that being said, this was my review of the Drought.
fuck with his
I'm gonna
videos, they
catch you
so
guys on
simple,
a lot
man.
more reviews, so stay
It's,
tuned.
you know, the writing part of it.
For that, GB signing out.
I hope y'all enjoyed that. I'm for sure gonna react to some more over time. But that was interesting. Like, I always thought his best mixtape was No Ceilings. That's just me personally. What are y'all opinions if y'all watch this, or like, what's y'all favorite mixtape in general? It don't gotta be Lil Wayne. Just let me know something.